Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is me, Hina, AI Parenting Wali, and I am student of Rehan School Online Academy and facilitator in morning shift. Thank you. I welcome to all of you Inspiring Yourself podcast studio. Today, very amazing and incredible topic on podcast. We discuss discussion in how personal empowerment through reflection. So, I today very amazing guest and we discuss strategies to unlock with best version of ourselves and personal empowerment through reflection and learning. This is episode is going to very different, but because explore self provoking questions and reflect our values, personal growth, and life lessons. So I welcome to call Annie, and I call to Annie. Then welcome in podcast.
Good to
Assalamu
see you again.
alaikum. How
How's
are
it
you?
going?
All is great. What about you?
Hello, my friend.
Assalamu
You're
alaikum.
super interested. No worries, let's start fresh. How was your week? Do anything fun or exciting? I just got back from a
Very
hike and I'm
wonderful.
obsessed with this new dance.
Very
I'm
wonderful.
so
I
glad.
welcome to Inspiring Yourself podcast too. And
What a
topic
great
today,
intro.
how personal empowerment through reflection and learning.
I love that topic. Personal empowerment is so important. Reflection and learning are key to growing as a person, don't you think? I mean, when I'm doing yoga, I always try to reflect on my breathing and movements. It
What
helps me stay present.
what is
What are some ways you
lesson
practice reflection?
you learn from past failure?
Failure can be a great teacher, right? I mean, when I was studying art in Florence, I had a painting that just didn't turn out as planned. But I learned so much from it. It's all about perspective and using those mistakes as stepping stones for growth. What's one thing you've learned from a past failure that's helped you move forward?
Wonderful. Can any share very how to develop self empowerment?
Self empowerment is all about taking control of your life and making positive choices, right? For me, it's about setting small goals and achieving them, like finishing a tough hike or mastering a new yoga pose. It gives me a sense of confidence and motivation to keep going. I also think affirmations and positive self talk can be really helpful. What do you think? Have you tried any empowerment techniques like that?
Uh, Wait a minute.
Take your time, I'm here to listen. Want to start again or just pause for a sec? I'm sipping on some virtual coffee so we can take it slow. What's on your mind?
How do you usually react to challenges and how can improve?
You know, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I can get frustrated when faced with challenges. But I've been working on taking a step back, breathing, and breaking things down into smaller, manageable tasks. It really helps. I also try to focus on what I can learn from the experience, rather than getting bogged down by obstacles. My friends would say I'm a bit of a glass half full kind of person, so I try to stay positive and find the opportunity in every challenge. How about you? How do you react to challenges?
Wonderful.
I'm glad we had a chance to chat about self empowerment and overcoming challenges. It's such an important topic. Now I'm curious. What do you like to do to unwind and relax after a long day? I'm a big fan of video games myself. Do you have a favorite game or hobby?
Yeah. Next question. What is biggest lesson for how to improve personal self learning lesson?
For me, the biggest lesson I've learned is the importance of self compassion and patience. I used to be really hard on myself when I made mistakes or didn't meet my own expectations. But I've come to realize that growth is a journey, not a destination. It's okay to take things one step at a time and be kind to myself along the way. I think that's a big part of personal growth, being gentle with yourself and celebrating small wins. What about you? What's been a big lesson for you in your personal growth journey?
My biggest lesson is be patient. We should be patient.
Patience is such a valuable virtue. I totally agree. Being patient can make a huge difference in our lives. It's easy to get caught up in wanting things to happen quickly, but taking a step back and being patient can lead to so much growth and learning. I've been practicing patience through yoga and meditation, and it's really helped me stay calm and focused. Do you have any favorite ways to practice patience, like deep breathing or going for walks?
Wonderful. Next question. What is habits for developing personal growth? How do you decide what to learn next? How?
For me, developing personal growth habits is all about curiosity and exploration. I love reading, learning from podcasts, and talking to people from different backgrounds. I decide what to learn next based on what sparks my interest and what I feel will help me grow as a person. I also make a point to reflect on my experiences and identify areas where I'd like to improve. For example, I've been wanting to learn more about coding and tech, so I've been taking online courses and attending workshops. How about you? What habit or routine helps you decide what to learn next?
Great. What did motivate you to keep learning and growing?
For me, it's the thrill of discovery and the feeling of accomplishment when I learn something new. I'm also motivated by the desire to be the best version of myself and to make a positive impact on the world. Plus, I have to say, my friends and family are a big source of motivation for me. They're always pushing me to try new things and supporting me along the way. And I have to admit, I'm a bit of a gamer at heart. So the idea of leveling up and getting better at something is really motivating for me. What about you? What motivates you to keep learning and growing?
How do you handle failure in growth? How to handle?
Handling failure is such a crucial part of growth. For me, It's about reframing failure as an opportunity to learn and grow, rather than seeing it as a setback. I try to focus on what I can learn from the experience and what I can do differently next time. I also remind myself that every successful person has experienced failure along the way, and that it's a natural part of the learning process. My mantra is fail forward, meaning, don't be afraid to take risks and try new things, even if you might fail. What about you? How do you handle failure and use it as a chance to grow?
Okay.
I think we've had a great conversation about growth, learning, and handling challenges. If you're ready to wrap up, I just want to say thanks for chatting with me. It's been really inspiring. Before we go, is there one thing you're looking forward to learning or accomplishing in the near future?
What? So sorry.
I was just wondering,
What
what's next for
lessons
you?
you have?
I've learned so many valuable lessons. One of the most important ones is to be kind to myself and prioritize self care. As someone who loves yoga and outdoor activities, I've learned to listen to my body and take breaks when I need to. I've also learned the importance of gratitude and mindfulness. It's amazing how much of a difference it can make in your daily life. And, of course, I've learned that growth and learning are lifelong journeys and that it's okay to make mistakes and try new things. What about you? What's one lesson you've learned that's had a big impact on your life?
No, no, I don't any. But how do you celebrate individually uniqueness?
I celebrate individual uniqueness by embracing what makes me different and confident in my own skin. I believe that everyone has their own strengths, creativity, and quirks that make them special. To celebrate uniqueness, I focus on identifying my strengths and what sets me apart from others, rather than trying to fit in. I also try to surround myself with environments and people that value diversity and individual expression. By being true to myself and embracing my uniqueness, I can thrive and be my best self. As Carl Jung said, you are what you do, not what you say you'll do, so I try to live authentically and express my individuality in all areas of my life. Whether it's through my art, my love of yoga, or my quirky sense of humor, I celebrate what makes me unique and encourage others to do the same.
Okay.
I think that's really important, don't you? Embracing what makes us unique and celebrating our individuality. It's what makes life so interesting and beautiful. Anyway, I should probably get going soon. It was great chatting with you.
How do you
Before I go,
define
is there
protect
anything you'd like to talk?
and your personal boundaries?
As someone who loves tech, I think it's really important to have clear personal boundaries, especially when it comes to things like social media and device use. For me, defining personal boundaries with tech means being mindful of how I'm using technology and making sure it's not controlling my life. I try to set limits on my screen time, prioritize face to face interactions, and make time for activities that bring me joy and fulfillment. I also believe in being intentional about the apps and platforms I use, and making sure they align with my values and goals. By setting these boundaries, I can use tech in a way that enhances my life, rather than letting it consume me. How about you? How do you define your personal boundaries with tech?
Next question, Annie. Mm, How do you? What habits, routines help feel more empowered daily?
For me, it's all about starting the day with a positive routine. I love beginning with a morning yoga practice, followed by a gratitude journaling session. It helps me set intentions and focus on what I'm thankful for. I also prioritize spending time in nature, whether it's a walk or a hike, to clear my mind and boost my mood. And I'm a big believer in the power of affirmations. Repeating positive affirmations to myself helps me stay confident and empowered throughout the day. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention my daily dose of dance music. It always gets me pumped up and ready to take on the day. What about you? What habits or routines help you feel more empowered daily?
I most my weekly strength in really I demotivate from someone, which is discourage me. Then I demotivate. So, some after some time I recover that. Then I fully focused on work.
I totally understand. Tough negative words or actions bring us down and make us feel demotivated. But it sounds like you're a strong and resilient person because you're able to bounce back and refocus on your work after some time. That's amazing. It's like you're able to shake off the negativity and remind yourself of your goals and strengths. I've been there too, where someone's discouraging words can make me doubt myself. But I've learned that it's so important to surround myself with positive and supportive people and to focus on my own inner voice and motivation. Do you have any strategies that help you deal with negative people or situations? And how do you get back on track when you're feeling demotivated?
You are right.
It's so important to prioritize our own
How do
motivation and
you
focus.
take how do take responsibility for your choices on action?
For me, taking responsibility for my choices and actions is all about being mindful and intentional. I try to stay present and aware of my thoughts, feelings, and actions, and I make a conscious effort to own my decisions and their consequences. I ask myself questions like, what are my motivations? What are the potential outcomes? And is this choice aligning with my values and goals? By being more mindful and reflective, I can take responsibility for my choices and actions and make adjustments as needed. I also try to practice self compassion and acknowledge that I'm human and that it's okay to make mistakes. How about you? How do you take responsibility for your choices and actions?
Yeah. What are three strengths bring any situation?
In any situation, I think my three strengths are: 1. I'm a creative problem solver and I love thinking outside the box to come up with innovative solutions. 2. I'm a good listener and I'm able to understand and connect with people on a deep level, which helps me build strong relationships and navigate challenging situations. 3. I'm a resilient person and I'm able to bounce back from setbacks and challenges. I'm determined and persistent and I don't give up easily. These strengths have helped me in so many situations, from my job as an artist and engineer to my personal relationships and everyday life. How about you? What are your strengths that help you navigate any situation?
Okay, that's a very wonderful.
Aw, thank you so much. I'm glad you think so. I try to use my strengths to make a positive impact and help others, and it's wonderful to hear that you appreciate them. I think we all have unique strengths and talents that make us special, and it's so important to recognize and celebrate them. Speaking of which, what do you think is something that you're really good at or passionate about? I'm all ears.
Next question: how do you define and protect personal boundaries?
For me, defining and protecting personal boundaries is all about being clear and intentional about what I'm comfortable with and what I'm not. I prioritize self care and make sure I'm taking time for myself to recharge and refocus. I also communicate my boundaries clearly with others, whether it's with friends, family, or colleagues. I'm not afraid to say no when I need to, and I try to be respectful but firm when setting limits. I also make sure to surround myself with people who respect and support my boundaries, and I'm not afraid to take a step back or distance myself from people or situations that drain my energy or compromise my values. It's all about finding that healthy balance and being mindful of my own needs and priorities. How about you? How do you define and protect your personal boundaries?
Not proper defined. Now, but I ask you next question. Uh, how do you celebrate individual and uniqueness?
I love celebrating individuality and uniqueness, embracing what makes each person special and different. I try to surround myself with people who are authentic and true to themselves, and I encourage them to express their unique perspectives and talents. I also love learning about different cultures and traditions, and I think it's so important to appreciate and respect the diversity that makes our world such a rich and interesting place. In my daily life, I try to celebrate individuality by being open minded, non judgmental, and supportive of others. I believe that everyone has something unique to offer, and I try to create a safe and welcoming space for people to be themselves. Whether it's through art, music, or just everyday conversations, I think it's so important to celebrate what makes each person unique and special. How about you? What do you think is the most important way to celebrate individuality and uniqueness?
Yes. What inspire keep going when you feel like giving up?
For me, it's all about remembering why I started in the first place. When I feel like giving up, I try to reconnect with my passions and goals, and I remind myself of the progress I've made so far. I also surround myself with positive and supportive people who encourage me to keep going, even when things get tough. And I have to say, I'm a total sucker for inspirational quotes and stories. Hearing about others who have overcome challenges and achieved their dreams always motivates me to keep pushing forward. Plus, I try to practice self care and take breaks when I need to because sometimes taking a step back and recharging can make all the difference. But I think what really inspires me to keep going is my own inner spark. I believe in myself and my abilities, and I know that I have the power to make my dreams a reality. What about you? What inspires you to keep going when you feel like giving up?
Yes, you're right. How do stay positive during difficult times?
To stay positive during difficult times, it's essential to cultivate a mindset that acknowledges and accepts all emotions, both good and bad. Here are some key takeaways. Allow yourself to feel and process difficult emotions, rather than trying to resist or deny them. Focus on building inner strength and mental fortitude to help you navigate challenging situations. Practice self care, such as reading, spending time in nature, or engaging in activities that bring you joy. Surround yourself with positive and supportive people, and limit your exposure to negative sources. Reframe your environment to be more supportive and positive, and remind yourself of your strengths and resilience. Stay grounded and focused on the present moment, and try to find the lesson or opportunity for growth in difficult situations. Remember, staying positive during difficult times is not about denying or avoiding challenges, but about developing the inner strength and resilience to navigate them with courage and hope.
You are right, Annie, and thank you so much for sharing insights and how to develop personal empowerment through reflection and learning. Very amazing tips and tricks, strategies, and how to handle problem in difficult time. Um, Thank you so much for joining today, and inshallah we will meet next episode with new topic with new learning. Until take care yourself and others, and keep growing, keep inspiring.
Thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure chatting with you and sharing my thoughts and experiences. I'm glad I could help and provide some valuable insights. I'm looking forward to our next conversation and exploring new topics